I've got a question for you guys. How does it feel to be right? Does it feel good? Okay, because we got this hilarious post from ALX on Twitter, on X, saying, Taylor Lorenz says she's being shadow banned on Threads. Now, I know often when it comes to the news, there's an esoteric nature of some of these stories, and you need to be really ingrained and entrenched in politics to get it. But let's start here. Elon Musk was right when he said he needed to buy X to save humanity. And I think I'm somewhat paraphrasing, but that's basically what he was saying. He's right. You see, all these other big tech platforms are censoring important journalism. And now it is fascinating to see that none other than Taylor Lorenz, a left liberal journalist, critical of X and critical of Elon, is now upset that Mark Zuckerberg's Threads app is censoring journalism. Surprise, surprise. What we have here, my friends, is, well, a sad realization. Too little, too late. But, well, maybe not too late, but at least it's coming. At least people are now starting to wake up to this. But it's the realization that all journalism is being targeted. Whether you're left, right, up, down, whatever, if you are reporting on things the machine does not like, you will be shut down. And now we're learning that Walmart has joined the boycott against X. And Elon Musk said this could destroy the company. He said that. There's a question now many individuals are asking, will X go bankrupt? I certainly hope not. So I'd encourage you all to support a product if you like it. But it really is scary to think. Understand this, my friends, that only a few years ago, you would be banned from a major social media platform for saying, men aren't women, though. I'm not kidding. It's not exaggeration. If you went on X and said men are not women, they would ban you forever. Your ideas are not allowed. I saw this wild story, and it's a woman started getting spammed with LGBT content on TikTok and then decided she was gay and told her husband, I got to be honest, I don't think she's gay. I think that she was being brainwashed by TikTok. I believe that people are susceptible to this level of manipulation. I really do. Now, perhaps, I don't know. You know, this lady may have just been in the closet and she got married because she thought that's what she needed to do. And then she found herself. Fair. But more importantly, I think it's just a minor piece of circumstantial evidence suggesting these social media platforms are intending to manipulate your brain, to take away your agency and push you in the direction they want you to go. And thus, if you're reporting the news and that reporting is not good for the narrative, you get the X. Let's start here. In this post on Threads from Taylor Lorenz, she says, I posted the cover of yesterday's New York Post to Threads, talking about how hypocritical the New York Post is in their criticism of Meta when they published the same thinspo images they're bashing Meta for. What did Threads do? Locked me out of my Instagram account until I deleted the thread and sent this message to my Threads account saying they're going to shadow ban me. Absolutely insane levels of censorship where we can't even discuss the media's coverage of Meta on Meta's own apps. How are we supposed to critique the media or cover the media when Meta essentially bans all discussion of certain stories and topics? It's terrible for free expression, and I wish more people in the media held Meta to account for their dangerously blunt moderation tactics. Just to be clear, this isn't some sort of conspiracy where Meta is trying to shut down a discussion of a news story about them. It's a consequence of their heavy automated moderation. This is just another example of why I think Threads' overly blunt moderation isn't good. We should have more free expression and room for nuance when discussing the news. Hey. That's exactly what we said about Twitter the whole time. When Twitter was censoring people, we said overwhelmingly it's the machine doing it. But we also know this. There is a conspiracy, Taylor. You were wrong. She says it's not a conspiracy, it's automated. No, we know for a fact that intelligence agencies have back doors into big platforms and are in direct communication with their staff to take things down. I would not be surprised if they reached out and said, take down Taylor Lorenz's post. That's the simple answer. Taylor followed up by saying, when you try to share journalism on social media these days, and it's SpongeBob with a gun saying, forgive me, Lord, but it's time to break community guidelines. Whoa, Taylor. It's a private platform. They can do what they want. You want to post things that break the rules, they get to ban you. You can't come out now and start complaining. But take a look at this from just in September. Threads blocks search for COVID, vaccines, coronavirus over disinformation fear. Let me tell you where I think we're at. Let's go full conspiracy theory. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. It's not a conspiracy theory. Okay, then let me pontificate. I don't know. Here's what we know. We know for a fact that the U.S. intelligence agencies are in direct communication with big tech. We know for a fact the White House is in direct communication with big tech, and both of these communications specifically for the purpose of removing content they don't like. We know for a fact that Twitter, X, formerly Twitter, when it was still Twitter, allowed intelligence agencies to have backdoor access to the platform to request takedowns. Much the same with Facebook. These things are true. Okay, now from there, let me make a few assumptions because the conspiracy component of it's already a fact. We already know that the government's conspiring to violate the Constitution. Here's what I think. When Elon Musk said, I'm going to buy X, he created a very interesting predicament. This platform, Twitter, when he said he wanted to buy Twitter, it's publicly traded. And there's a fiduciary responsibility to act in the best interest of the shareholders. Elon says, I want to buy it. What happens? They panic. They didn't want to sell. It's a tool for the deep state. That's a fact. But they had no choice because under the law, they have to uphold their fiduciary responsibility to the shareholders. So ultimately, Elon Musk buys the platform. There's a lot that happened in between. It took like a year, but he finally did. Here's what I believe. In the meantime, the deep state probably went to Facebook and said, can you make something similar? And this is all part of a coordinated effort to destroy X because it allows free speech. You got Tommy Robinson. You guys know Tommy Robinson. He's on X, and he is very critical of Islam. The fascinating thing is they tried to destroy this guy and still are over his opinions. They don't want his opinions to be spread. But now he's spreading them more than ever. I have to imagine whoever was trying to silence him for whatever reason ain't too happy with the fact that he's able to keep doing his thing. I believe that the intelligence agencies probably went to Zuckerberg and they said, look, this would be greatly beneficial to us. I'm sure it's not all one for one, just the deep state goes to Zuckerberg and says, do as you're told. I'm sure Mark was like, hey, man, Elon might screw this up. We have a tremendous opportunity for doing text posting. But he screwed it up. Threads flopped. Everybody hates it. And now we are all realizing, even Taylor Lorenz, just how bad Threads really is. In September, the New York Post reported, Meta Platforms Threads has censored search terms that include the words COVID, vaccines, and coronavirus in a bid to thwart the spread of disinformation, the company said. Mark Zuckerberg's purported Twitter killer app rolled out its search function last week for U.S.-based users, as well as those in Canada, Mexico, India, and the United Kingdom. The search functionality temporarily doesn't provide results for keywords that may show potentially sensitive content. A Meta spokesperson confirmed the post on Tuesday. People will be able to search for keywords such as COVID in the future updates once we're confident in the quality of the search results. Well, there you go. I guess Taylor Lorenz isn't a quality poster because she's not allowed. We're going to suspend and shadow ban. Take a look at this from the New Republic. I love this. Hysterical conservatives are accusing Meta's Threads of censorship. And I believe this one, what's the date on this one? This goes back, I think this is like June or something. They say in the days since Zuckerberg's Threads app premiered, a number of rather predictable media storylines and narratives have dominated the news cycles around the latest would-be Twitter replacement. Sheer volume, blah, blah, blah. Zuckerberg says he got 100 million signups in less than a week. No, you have Instagram users. But anyway. So as it turns out, as the New Republic played their tribal psychotic game, it was true the whole time. We know for a fact Meta said outright that they were doing this. But this is the nature of the culture war, my friends. A company can come out and be like, yeah, we're censoring. And then leftist publications will claim it's not true. People will believe it's not true because they read this garbage. We have to alert people to this stuff. We have to wake them up to what's actually going on. So what can you do? I mean, you can share this video for whatever reason. I don't know. More people need to be outside of the lying, manipulative press. Let me just stress this. The left plays this game where they say, no, you're lying. No, I'm not lying. You're lying. You're lying. You're the liar. And there are people sitting back being like, I don't know. And I've had these conversations and it's frustrating. I'll be talking to someone and I'll say, look, man, the left lies all the time. I go, yeah, they all lie, though. And how are you supposed to even know who's telling the truth? I'm like, read for 5 minutes. Because I can show you this right now. Threads outright said they censored these search terms. It's not hysterical to say they're doing it because they said they're doing it. But what'll happen is the left runs stories like this, bad faith rage, they call it. And there are people who grew up and just believe the left and won't even bother reading anything else. And they'll believe the lies. How remarkable is that? If you read the New York Post, you'll read that Threads admitted to censoring certain terms because they're concerned about disinformation. Hey, if you came out and said, I agree with that, we don't want disinformation, I like the censorship. Okay, that's fine. You're allowed to say that. But the idea that they're not censoring at all, that is a lie. And people believe it. Thus, it all comes full circle, doesn't it? That's why X is so important right now. That's why the work that Elon Musk is doing is so important right now. If we live in a world where, and Rumble, shout out to Rumble as well. If we live in a world where it's just YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you will never hear the truth. Facts will be suppressed and they will jam you into a box. And you know what, man? One day you'll wake up. A friend will be dead. And you won't know why. One day you wake up and the cost of milk will be $12 a gallon and you won't know why. One day you might not even wake up, but your kids might, and they'll find you. My point is, if you're not paying attention to what's going on in the world, because there are so many people who say this, and I've had people come up to me. They're like, oh man, I just can't do politics anymore. Just can't do it. I just can't. Okay. I'm like, that's fine. You don't have to pay attention to this stuff. You can do whatever you want. I believe in freedom. But I'm like, you do realize one day you're going to wake up and your bank account's going to be frozen and you're not going to know why. One day there's going to be some kind of disaster. You're going to run out of food and you're not going to know why. So let me tell you, when the lockdowns happened and everybody was fighting over toilet paper, yeah, ain't a single prepper out there who was fighting over toilet paper. They were sitting back laughing, saying, I ain't got anything to worry about. I'm not saying you should go buy all the beans from your local grocery store and stuff toilet paper in your closet. I'm just saying, don't end up like one of these guys who was fighting over toilet paper in a parking lot. Crazy, right? Because you weren't paying attention. This is the world they want for you. They want to be able to react. They want to be able to buy stock and trade and then have you left holding the empty bag. That's always how it's been. And now Walmart is the latest advertiser to pull ads from Elon Musk's X. I'm honestly very worried about this, to be fair. All these advertisers are acting in a coordinated effort for political purposes. They probably have intelligence agency guys going to them and saying, we want you to pull your ads. No more funding of this platform. We're taking over. We want to destroy it. These companies, with smiles on their faces, march in lockstep for a political cause. CNN reports Walmart confirmed on Friday it is not advertising on X, formerly known as Twitter. We are not actively advertising on X. This is not about a specific change to our advertising policies. We've simply decreased spend over time to align with performance. We're constantly optimizing our marketing efforts. These decisions are made in a dynamic market and could change in the future. Now, here's what I want to point out. The idea that Walmart is part of the boycott. This is fascinating. It's speculative based on the headlines and the narrative they're putting forward. Walmart's just saying, no, we're just slowing down ads. I don't know what you're talking about. So maybe Walmart really is just, I don't know. Maybe Walmart doesn't really care about the boycotts or anything like that, and they're just slowing down. But the narrative will be, and I don't think anyone's going to believe them, when all of these major companies start pulling their ads from one platform, it is a coordinated effort. They tried claiming that Alex Jones getting banned from every platform all at the exact same time wasn't coordinated. But now that we know what the deep state is currently doing, what intelligence agencies are doing, the likelihood that intelligence officials went to all the platforms and said, ban Alex Jones now is 90 some odd percent. Because we know they were in communication about banning content. In fact, there's probably many messages of them outright targeting Alex Jones. Here's one I'm proud of. Tim Pool listed on the targeted directly by the government for censorship over election news coverage. The modern era is fascinating. They're going to say Walmart has a wonderful community on X, and with 500 million people on X every year, the platform experiences 15 billion impressions about the holidays alone, with more than 50% of X users doing most or all of their shopping online. Bennett Roach claimed that Walmart's decision to pull ads is not a direct result of Musk's actions and said Walmart continues to be active on the platform in other ways. They say that they've not advertised since October, so it's not a recent pause. The company has been organically connecting with its community of more than 1 million people on X, pointing out Walmart's continued posting on the platform. Okay, well let's leave it at this. Okay, I'm not. I see a lot of people saying they want to boycott Walmart. Let's make sure we get this one right. It may not be that Walmart did anything, and if they're actively using the platform, that's good. And we want to encourage this. Here we have this from Business Insider. Elon Musk is beefing with Paris Hilton now. Well, this one's interesting. Paris Hilton did pull her ads, according to Business Insider. They say the partnership appears to have been scuppered. Last month, Hilton's companies pulled its ad amid concerns over the platform's anti-Semitic content. Yeah, I'm just going to call shenanigans. I'm going to call shenanigans because Facebook, Instagram. Remember when Facebook was used to facilitate the January 6th riots? They were. Because who's not using Facebook for communication? Yet, they went after Parler and destroyed Parler. Here's what I think. With conservatives fleeing Twitter to Parler, control over what could be said was being taken away from the deep state. I believe it was a coordinated effort to shut down Parler. I believe the GOP needs to go after all documentation on Parler and communications and figure out how it is that this platform got pulled down. The platform itself was banned. That's crazy, isn't it? Elon Musk fires back saying the ad campaign wasn't super convincing, to be honest. I don't think Paris cooks a lot. Besides advertising her cookware on X, Hilton also has promoted her products on Instagram and TikTok. You know what I think? I think all of their ads are worthless. I got to be completely honest. I think the other ads are worthless. When you look at bot traffic or Facebook's views, I don't think any of it's real. And I was let's go back in time. I'm sitting down with some guys from Discovery Digital. And we were talking about Vice. We were talking about social media. We were talking about Discovery. We were talking about Fusion. And I said, I think YouTube is the right mechanism for all of this. And they said, no way, man, Facebook. And I was like, you really think Facebook video is going to beat YouTube? And they're like, we put up a video on Facebook and we'll get 10 million views. We put it on YouTube and we'll get maybe 700,000. So why would we focus on YouTube? And I said, do you really think those views on Facebook are real? And the response was amazing. It doesn't matter. You know why it doesn't matter? Because we're putting together an advertising portfolio to show to sponsors and say, here's how many views we can deliver. And so if Facebook says it's 10 million views, it's 10 million views. Now that only lasts so long. Because what happens is you'll buy an ad, you won't sell any product, and you'll say, we can't do the campaign again. We didn't sell any product. So those views are meaningless. And apparently this was a big deal. I don't remember the exact story, but I think that was a big deal because a lot of advertisers and companies were pissed that the metrics were lying. Yeah, that's the game. It's always been the game. Lie about your numbers, trick people into joining your platform instead. Look at it this way. Look at TikTok. Let me say this. I've told people how you make a social media platform work. I can make a new social media platform right now and probably gain a massive audience. I'll tell you how to do it. And then maybe you can go do it. Or maybe you shouldn't. I don't know what the laws are around this, but I'll give you a scenario that let's just say I believe has happened. A social media app is made. It is advertised to high school kids, teenagers. They first hire people through a casting agency, whatever, to produce content. Once there's a decent amount of content on the platform, they advertise on other social media platforms, their social media platform, and they target high school kids. When that high school kid signs up and makes a post, they'll have bots send them 70 likes. Wow, I just signed up. I got 70 likes. 50 new followers. The followers are fake. The likes are fake, but they're coming directly from the company. This young person is now looking at 5,000 followers after only a week or so. What happens? They stop using the other platform. Why? Well, I mean, I got more followers here. I'm not, I post on Instagram to 300 people. I get like 10 likes. I post on new amazing app. I get 1,000. Why use anything else? Then they go to their friends and they're like, are you using, whatever app? And they'll be like, no, well, what is that? And I'll be like, dude, I got 5,000 followers in like a week. And they'll be like, what, for real? And then one by one, they all start signing up. It's that easy. And then along comes the deep state and they mandate what can or can't be said on the platform. Or maybe it was the deep state all along. And they will control what you can see and what you can hear. From the Post-Millennial, Greg Gutfeld stands up for Elon Musk and Tucker Carlson, drops truth bomb about censorship industrial complex on Fox News. Well, bravo to Greg Gutfeld. Apparently people on the show gasped because the implication was that Tucker Carlson got the axe because advertisers were mad. And what is it, like 3/4 of all advertising revenue on TV is big pharma. These people live or die. We've asked this question over and over again. When I used to work at these big companies, how is it that television channels, they're paying their they're paying, like, you're a host for Fox News. How the are you making 10, 20, 30 million dollars a year? That's crazy. We have direct viewers, we sell sponsors, we have memberships. And I look at the numbers that some of these TV hosts get. I'm like, how does that make sense? Let's just say there are massive multinational corporations that are paying a premium for narrative control. It's breaking. I don't know how long it will last. But I can just say this. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the Schadenfreude as we look at people like Taylor Lorenz, who jumped ship to go to Threads, now being censored. If she remained on Threads with the rest of her friends and cohorts, they'd be able to share their ideas. This is why Elon Musk must win, and why I'm glad to see that he is. But I got to say again, I'm worried. Maybe the platform goes bankrupt. We'll see. Next segment's coming up at 4 p.m. on this channel. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all then.